Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's the second leg in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which are going to be played, on Tuesday and Wednesday night. All four games are currently, hang in the balance. If I'm being very honest with you, some of the, I think at least one of them, in my opinion, the result is quite expected, but the rest are three of them. You still don't know which team is gonna go through. So I expect, all four second legs are to be very, very entertaining. So that is why I'm here to make my prediction. So let's get it. The first one, it is Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona at the Metropolitano Stadium. Atletico come in this game with a massive lead, 2-0 lead. They got that away at Barcelona, away at Camp Nou, a massive win for them in that game. Even though they lost over the weekend against Sevilla Atletico Madrid, but as I said, after the Sevilla game as well, I think their main focus currently is on the Champions League, is on this tie, and you could feel in that game as well that the players were not really focused in that game, because in their head they were more their heads were in this game, and I think that could be a real advantage for them as well. And the way that they played against Barcelona in that first leg, I think they were really good. They took the game to Barcelona, which surprised them. And I think being the home side, they having that 2-goal advantage, it's going to be really, in my opinion, it's really in Atleti's head. And, they are a very good team as well. They can attack, the way that they attack is really good. But of course, Simeone's teams are known for defensive football. And if they have a 2-goal advantage, they're going to come at home. They know at Barcelona are have to, give everything that they have got. And I think they can take advantage of that and try to hit them on the counter attack. Barcelona, no, it's a massive task, but if there is basically two or three teams in the world that you would expect, for them to make a comeback from this situation, I think Barcelona are one of those teams. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a huge task for them. In contrast to Atletico Madrid, it was a very good weekend considering the results in La Liga title race, so they have that confidence coming into this game as well. But I think it will be a very tough job for Barcelona going against Atletico Madrid at Metropolitano. I think they are going to score. I don't think it's going to be another game where they don't score, but I don't think they are going to be able to do enough. I personally think Barcelona's Champions League journey is going to come to an end in this game. I'm going for a 1-0 draw on the night, and I'm going for a 3-1 win for Atletico Madrid on aggregate. Up next, it's Liverpool versus PSG at Anfield, with a 2-0 advantage to PSG coming into this game. Last week's game, I think, was one of those games where PSG should have won the game 5-0, 6-0. That's how good they were, and that's how poor Liverpool were. And I think the only saving face for Liverpool was that they did not lose, with a bigger margin than they did, and that is why they are still in this tie. It is going to be, it's a Champions League night and Anfield, and they are always really special. The players are going to be up for it. It feels like they might qualify, for the Champions League. So that a bit of a pressure that they had going into this game in the league is sort of not there. They won over the weekend. It was a good performance against Fulham, but against the PSG side, who in a way are secure enough. They have a 2-goal lead, so though they don't really have to do that much. Liverpool need to take the game to PSG, and I think that could turn out to be, that could go either ways. But I personally think it could turn out to be a really a bad thing for Liverpool, because though PSG don't have the ball, if they get the ball, they are going to hit Liverpool on counter, and I don't think Liverpool have the defensive capabilities to stop them. I think it could turn out to be a really bad night for Liverpool, and I expect that they might score and give some sort of hope to their fans, but I don't think it's gonna end in a big Anfield night in Champions League. I think they are going to go out here, if I'm being very honest with you, and I think it could turn out to be a very bad score overall. I'm going for a 3-1 win for PSG on the night, and a 5-1 aggregate win for PSG overall. Up next, it's my team, Arsenal against Sporting. I mean, it has been a really troublesome time for Arsenal the last month or so. Since that Carabao Cup final, things have not really gone according to plan for the Gunners. They're losing that Carabao Cup final, losing the quarterfinal against Southampton. They won against Sporting it was not a good performance against Sporting, but you got that result that we needed. And then losing over the weekend, that has really affected their title chances, especially with Manchester City winning. So now the main competition, this game is the huge for us, that in terms of making sure that things don't spiral towards even a worse, and they need to make sure that they win. It's good for them that they are home, if in my opinion. They need that sort of support. They need something to go for them in this game, and I think this could really be a lot of people are saying that the hard game is going to be massive. For me personally, I think this game is, in my opinion, even bigger than the Etihad game, because if you don't get the result in this game, if things don't go your way in this game, I personally think they are going to lose to Manchester City if things don't go very easily. And I think the season might be over for Arsenal, if I'm being very honest with you. And I think players know that. I think the manager knows that. And I have a sneaky feeling that we are going to get a good performance from Arsenal tonight. Sporting are going to come in with that bravado. They know they made Arsenal sweat in that first half. They made, they frustrated them. And for majority of that game, they were on par with Arsenal. It was not a pretty game. It was not a good game of football. It's a very bad game of football, and both the teams were really bad. But whenever Arsenal increased the level a little bit, or Sporting came back with it, and Sporting were really good. So they can take that from that game, and they know Arsenal are under a lot of pressure. The players can make mistakes. It is going to be a very nervy night at the Emirates. And if God forbid, if Arsenal concede concede first, I think Sporting can take something out of it. But I'm still going to back Arsenal, because at the game is at the Emirates, and we have not really lost at the Emirates in Europe, and we have not lost in the Champions League as well. And I think that could be a real advantage for Arsenal here. And that is why I'm going for a very hard fought 2-1 win for Arsenal on the night, and a 3-1 win for Arsenal on aggregate overall. And finally, it's the big one. It's a Bayern Munich versus a Real Madrid at the Allianz Arena. It is a 2-1 lead for Bayern Munich. And again, just like the PSG Liverpool game, this is one of those games where if you are a Bayern fan, you would be thinking, why did not we win with a bigger margin? Why did we give Real Madrid a small chance, to come back into this tie? I think it will be a very interesting game. Bayern Munich basically have won that, the title one. They won over the weekend. They thrashed St. Pauli 5-0. After a Dortmund lost to Leverkusen. So they just basically, they need a win and a lose from a Dortmund, and they're going to be the Bundesliga champion. So their main focus, their entire focus is going to be on this game. They don't have anything else to worry about. Real Madrid, on the other hand, the La Liga title is slipping away from them. They are almost 7 to 8 points behind Barcelona in that La Liga race. So this Champions League quarterfinal becomes even huge for them. And again, if there's one team that can make a comeback from a 2-1 deficit, it is a Real Madrid. They have the players, they have the means, but their performances have not been really good. Since coming back from the international break, they have been really poor, whether it is in La Liga, whether it's in the Champions League. I mean, they have not won since they have come back from the international break. So that shows, how bad their form is coming in. And as I said, they are feeling the heat as well. They've drawn just one since coming back from the international break, a loss in the Champions League against Bayern Munich as well. So they know how massive of a game this is, and I think Bayern can take advantage of that. They are going to be, like sharks who are going to smell blood. And I think they are going to take the game to Real Madrid. I think Madrid are not going to be able to hold them off for much longer. They might score, and they might score a couple of them, but I don't think it's going to be that much effective. I think there are going to be goals in this game. I think it's going to be entertaining, but I think Bayern Munich are going to survive in that. I'm going for a very entertaining 3-2 win for Bayern Munich on the night, and a 5-4 win overall for Bayern Munich. And that is it. These are my predictions for the quarterfinals of the Champions League second leg, and I think it is going to be Atletico Madrid, PSG, Arsenal, and Bayern Munich who go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League this year. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below. You can make your own predictions as well. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. About just 50 subscribers remaining, so please go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.